Welcome back to Words Matter. So let's share some words. Today, I want to talk to you about obstacles. What is the biggest obstacle? The obstacle that you face or your point of view? When you face an obstacle, do you just stop in your tracks or do you see it as a challenge to overcome? Too often, we let fear and anxiety overwhelm us when we see an obstacle and we just get stuck. We get discouraged. That's not the right reaction to an obstacle. When an obstacle comes against us, we should see it as an opportunity for growth. We need to see it as a time to reflect and figure out what should we do differently in order to get around this obstacle. Or is there a different path that I should take? I think about obstacles and I think about the discouragement that I feel during those times. And I think to myself, those are probably the best times for me to worship God and praise God in a way that I can't at any other time. Because when I'm going through that difficulty and in that circumstance, the enemy would want me to be overcome with fear and just be afraid. But I don't want to be that way. I don't want to react that way. Instead, I want to trust God and I want to take the time to ask him, what does he want me to do in that situation? How does he want me to serve him? An example of this would be when my youngest daughter, Catherine, was in school. You know how when they're young, they just have one teacher, they have one class, and she did okay with that. But as kids grow, eventually they get to a certain age and they start transitioning to more than one teacher and having more than one classroom. That was a very difficult transition for her. That was overwhelming and it created a lot of problems, a lot of difficulties. My husband and I had a talk and we decided that if things kept being difficult or worse, that we may have to take her out of school and I would have to homeschool her. That was an obstacle for us because it just was something that my daughter had an issue with transitioning from class to class. And as it turned out, we did end up having to take her out of school and I did end up homeschooling her. But I think that was the best thing for me to do at the time. I really think that was the way that God wanted me to serve my daughter at that time. He wanted me to help her with the growth that she needed to do at that time. And I would think I was able to teach her the things that she needed to learn in an environment that was very helpful to her. And I thank God that that was even an option for us. So when you face a circumstance, I hope that you will rise to the challenge and see it as an obstacle to overcome and not to just throw up your hands and decide, oh, well, this isn't the way to go. I hope that you will take the time to figure out what you should do in that moment. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.